Bob Romarino. I'm from Sentry Equipment. We're the electro-freeze distributor in the greater Philadelphia area. And today we're going to make pumpkin ice cream. I'm going to pour my pumpkin puree into my machine.
Hi, Rob Romarino from Sentry Equipment. As you can see, Bob is pureeing the pumpkin puree, and we want to make sure that we spatula out every bit of that puree as we can, because that's really what's going to give the ice cream its flavor and the appearance and the taste that we want. So we don't want to waste any of that puree on the side of our container. Before we did this, what we did is we sanitized the machine with a food grade sanitizer. Drain the machine so everything's clean and ready for operation, ready to put our ice cream in.
I'm going to take, this is a 3-gallon machine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put 1.5 gallons of hard ice cream mix into the machine. Okay.
We like to do a little at a time, so it has the opportunity to pull that pumpkin puree that's stuck in our chamber here down into the freezing cylinder. Nice part about our machine is our wide fill mouth. Okay, when we designed this machine, we did that so we can have a nice, clean, easy operation, be able to add particulates, add purees, add other things into the unit without having a small confined space to do that.
I'm also going to add some vanilla extract. It's always a good idea. Most flavors you're going to make, you're going to add vanilla extract to enhance the flavor of the product. Once you have all your ingredients in the machine, it's as simple as turning the machine on, setting your timer, and wait for your ice cream to pop out. So I'm going to go ahead and turn my machine on. Start. This particular machine is 3 gallon, and it's a 5-speed machine. And the reason we have this different speeds is for different products. The lower the overrun, the slower the speed we would use. This is regular ice cream, so I usually use number 3 speed for that, which is pretty standard for making ice cream. As you can see, our light is on, which means our compressor is running. We're refrigerating our barrel to freeze down our product. Once my product gets to the temperature which I can add air to it, then I will turn it on dasher, and I will run the dasher only to whip some air into the product. We need air in ice cream. It's an ingredient of the product. Helps dry and firm the product.
So right now we have all our ingredients in our machine, and our machine is freezing the product. Okay, when you're making ice cream, there's a couple key components to consider. The first is overrun. You'll hear that term a lot when we do our videos on producing ice cream. Overrun is the amount of air that's in your finished product. If you go to your supermarket and you see ice cream, a half gallon for $1.99, the reason that is so inexpensive is because it's loaded with air, and air is free. So the wholesalers use a lower quality product, blow it up with air, and it allows them to sell for that price. And that's why when you come home, you scoop your ice cream into your bowl, you put your product back into your freezer. When you come back a day or so later, you'll see that the volume in the half gallon container is diminished, because that air is dissipated and it's lost volume. In addition, you'll notice that when you buy that supermarket product, it's freezer burnt after a day or so. Okay? What happens is that so much air, as that air escapes out of the product, it has moisture in it. The moisture resettles on the ice cream and freezes, giving the appearance of freezer burnt. Conversely, you'll see products in your supermarket or your local convenience store that are only sold in pints, and they're very expensive. They're $7.99. Well, there's very little air in those products. So they have a very low overrun because it's a higher quality premium product. And the other aspect into your ice cream is the butterfat content. So we talked about the overrun, the amount of air. The second aspect is the butterfat content, or milk fat. How much milk fat are we using in our mix? 12%, 14%, 16%. Pretty standard in the production of ice cream. Today we're using a 14% mix. The supermarket ice creams are most likely a 12% mix. Your premium stuff that you're getting in the convenience store that's sold at a high price is upwards of 16%. 16%, very little overrun, $7.99. 12%, extremely high overrun, $1.99 a half gallon. So when we teach people how to make ice cream, and we've taught hundreds of people over the years, what overrun do they use? What butterfat content do they use in their mix? And that's what differentiates one customer from another. And when we teach you the recipe, we want to give you the basics, but we also want to teach you the differences. If you use this butterfat content, that overrun, what it's going to do to your finished product. Because make no mistake, what the most important thing is what your customers are putting in their mouth. Okay? While cost it has an effect on it in the end, if the customers don't like it, they won't be back. So we got to use a high quality mix at the overrun that's right for you. I've seen customers do anywhere from 60-65% overrun all the way up to 100% overrun. So it's up to you what you want to do. But just understand that the customer is going to recognize the more air you put into it, and the customer is going to recognize, unfortunately, the more fat the better in this world. Customer is going to recognize as you go to a point if you're too low. The other aspect is what ingredients you use. We're using a high quality pumpkin puree in this pumpkin. All right? There's less, there's more, it's up to you. Okay, so when we sit down and develop recipes and we teach our customers how to do it, we run the gamut of your ingredients, your butterfats, your overrun. So in the end, they have the foundation of knowledge and they understand how those recipes are going to affect the finished product.